Stillness and abundance to the family. Love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Peace and power to the family. Cosmic consciousness, soul control, family and soul tribe. I extend the energy of happiness, success, and abundance to one and all who come across today's segment, no matter where you are. I hope this message finds everyone feeling good for no reason at all, operating in the highest version of your authentic and better self. We give honor to our higher selves. We energize our higher selves in all that we do to be able to partake with others. We acknowledge our higher self first. And we acknowledge the higher self in others. We give presence and acknowledgement to the ancestors, to the angelic guides, spirit guides, ascended masters, and divine beings. And we honor all life forms and the magnetic energy of love and light. Ashe. Stillness, abundance, love and light, health and wholeness to the family, peace and power to all. I was just sitting here thinking, and it just struck me, just random. Life could be shitty or bliss, according to how we think. Life could be shitty or bliss, according to how we think. Not according to how I think, according to how you think. Life could be shitty or bliss. My life as well as your life, according to how me or you think. So we're going to take a moment to clear, cancel, and release within and around us any negative or low frequency energies. So be it. I'm feeling good for no reason at all. I hope everybody's feeling good for no reason at all. I figured I'd stop through and drop a message to put on for the rapture. Put on for the spiritual rapture. Who you putting on for? I came to put on for the rapture. What is society projecting on us through what we hear, through what we see on TV, social media, in our neighborhoods? What is society projecting on us? And how deep do we pay attention to the projections that we interact with, rather directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously? It's something to think about. Self-improvement has no end in sight. Self-improvement has no end in sight. That means there is no graduation. You can never stop self-improving. I don't know who need to hear that. It's not always about who cheering for you to win. Sometimes you gotta be aware of who betting on you to lose. I don't know who need to hear that. But it's a lot going on. For those who are spiritually inclined, be on your deen, be on your spiritual practices, or whatever it is that you do, when you do what you have to do to keep yourself spiritually and energetically protected. It's a lot going on, and we all got something going on because we're going through ascension, for whatever that means to you or whoever come across what I have to say. We all going through something because we all going through ascension. But it all may be affecting us differently. The signs and the symptoms may all be affecting us differently. The intuitions and the insights may all be will be given to us differently. Be compassionate on yourself and exercise compassion to others. I'm aware of what the energies are doing myself, and how we have to find ways to integrate and balance and harmonize them within us. It's easier for some than for others. So whoever needs to hear this, take it easy on yourself. Be patient with you. That's going to be the key. The sun illuminates. The sun illuminates. The sun. The sun illuminates what is already in the light. Share this contemplation. I'm going to say it again. The sun illuminates what is already in the light. The moon exposes what is hidden in the dark. There's a lot going on because we all going through ascension. I know what it's like being a male and growing up in a society where you have to be a male or the man that you are, or be treated like something else. And I say that to say anybody can act hard. Anybody can act hard. Anybody can act hard. And anybody can act like their life is perfect. And the reason why I say this is because it's important to have compassion at this point in time, in this right now. Nobody's shit perfect. We all got something to work on. But anybody can act like they're hard. And the reason that I want to touch on that is because in my own life experiences and through levels of maturity that I had to grow up through, them are some of the weakest people you may ever meet. And to become the strongest person that I present myself as today, I had to recognize the weakest person that I ever meet within myself as well. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but if you hear because you're trying to figure out how to do this work, this self-work, this inner work. Them are some of the weakest people that we may ever meet, and we all don't met them, and we all might know something. My point is, we got to be able to love, and more so, we got to be able to express love. That's one of the characteristics that give me the ability to be able to be so vulnerable by just doing something and putting myself out there just to share a message, so something I say may snap a light bulb on to somebody else who comes across it. So for me and to me, extending that to whoever resonate with what I'm saying, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful place. And we all got a part to play in this. It take a whole lot to be able to show the love inside of you, the vulnerable side of you. It take a whole lot to be able to do that. And that takes strength. It takes courage. That takes a man or a woman who recognize themselves emotionally, doing the work or did the work, maturing every day, self-responsible, self-accountable, emotionally, mentally, and for your thoughts and your actions, you know, how you treat others, you know. It's part, all these things are things, are tools that we pick up on the journey. But it takes a whole lot to be able to express your lover side, to show your lover side, not only behind closed doors, but out in the public. And passerbys, be kind and be courteous. You know, what happened to holding doors open for people coming out the stores and things like that. You know, seeing the elders and they by themselves and asking them do they need help with their groceries, getting to their car. You know. And in these days and times, I understand that people be so shook. They might think you trying to do something to them or something like that. But what happened to what happened to taking the time to just be courteous and at least ask, even if they say no? I do. For who catch it, it's blessings in that. It's not rather they say yes or rather they say no. It's about the intention in our hearts that bring forth what come forth into our lives. I don't know who need to hear that. But we all got a part to play. Because if not, the hive fall apart. If you pay attention to how bees operate in a structure and organization of moving as a whole unit, if one bee fails to play its part, then the whole hive fall apart. If one bee fails to play its part, then the whole hive falls apart. So before they let one bee fail to perform its work, they eliminate it. Queen bee don't play. And that's the same process that we go through in our cycle as human beings. I'm coming from all kind of angles, cause in the old flood, it was water. In the old flood, it was water. But in the new flood, it's going to be information. And the reason why this is important for me to share, because just like in the old flood, people got drowned. In this new flood of information, people going to get drowned too. We got to integrate with what we take in and balance it and harmonize it in our being. The new flood may be worse than the flood in the Bible, than the flood that occurred in Atlantis, because the new flood is information, and information carries energy, family. Information carries frequency, and information carries power. And we all have information. We all know. Whether we all know what we know and able to show it is another thing, but we all know. And everything that we know, we don't always do the highest thing with, but we're accountable for it. We're responsible for it, whether we know it or not, consciously or unconsciously, because if we ain't beginning to see it in our own lives by now, this is harvest time, so we will be seeing the law of attraction and how we actually reap exactly what we sow. So I exercise positivity to the highest of my being. Not that I don't have my tests and my challenges. Not that everything is perfect every day, because it's not. But I do what I have to do to make sure that I'm perfect in where I stand at with me, so I can move through the day, my seconds, my minutes, and my hours, and my nights, regardless of what comes forth mentally, energetically, and my thoughts from others, spiritually, and in my actions and my behaviors. We got to be on point of us. That's what we here for, our self-law and master. We got to be on top of us. The new flood is information, and there's so much information available that wasn't previously, for whatever reasons. But thanks to the internet, there's so much information that's made available that wasn't previously. So now we have to be extra careful of how we consume information, what type of information we consuming, who we consuming information from, so forth and so on. It's only going to resonate with who it resonate with. And for those who it resonate with, salute. We don't know what to do with it when we get it. But if you do, salute. Because to those who do, it means that you understand that you are not just healing your old soul. And you're not just healing your old soul lessons. You're not just healing yourself. You are harmonizing, clearing family and ancestry. For those of us who know what I'm speaking about, we gotta clear so much shit that we inherited through our bloodline, through our DNA, that some of us are aware of and some of us don't even have a clue to understand what type of hell it has took some of us to realize it. And once we did, be able to do what we need to do within ourselves to break those cycles from reoccurring in our life, and then start showing others how to do the work. It's not a cakewalk. But for those who do, salute. Continue, because 9 times out of 10, you're a light worker, and that's the field that you're in. We gotta clear. I had to clear a whole bunch of ancestry and family curses and karma, because I saw how things were outpictured in my life from birth to now. You know, certain cycles I kept going through, couldn't figure out why. You know, certain attitudes and behaviors that I had and didn't know why. You know, responses to situations, how I responded to situations, how I reacted to things. And a term for it is childhood trauma. I did a lot of healing of childhood trauma from past to present. And this is what I share through the messages that I share. The healing. After the rain. After the rain. For y'all who know that song. You hear me? It's after the rain. And you share these life lessons through the wisdom and knowledge, you know, in whatever form or fashion that you're able to express it. You know, I know how to speak, so it's just one of the ways that I do it. You know, music, what have you. I wish I could, you know, maybe I might want to learn how to paint or something like that. Like I say, in many ways, art and ice sculpture. You know, it's a whole bunch of ways that divinity expresses itself through us. But if you recognize how divinity expressing itself through you, then you're already in purpose with your life purpose as it unfolds to us more and more. So with that, feel good for no reason at all. I love y'all. You know, be true to yourself. Be better to yourself. And until next segment, wholeness and health, love and light, stillness and abundance. Peace.